So you've been wanting to research companies, but you don't necessarily have the time to do it yourself, or you don't know how to do it yourself. In this series of videos, I'm going to be going step by step through my entire process from beginning to end on how I find companies, what I look for when I do my initial research on the companies. If they pass my initial research, how do I value and evaluate them after reading their financial statement? I will go step by step, including valuations when we get to that point, in how to evaluate companies. My name is Jason Rivera, and welcome to Value Investing Journey Case Studies. Hey, Jason here. Today I want to talk about something I thought was interesting. It kind of came up out of the blue. I saw something the other day that was pretty powerful when I thought about it, and I wanted to share it with you and actually illustrate it with a point. The line went something like along the lines of this: I've been learning this for 20 years, but you're not paying me. So you're not paying me for my 10 minutes, or I think it was 10 minutes of help that I just helped you with. You're paying me for the 20 years of experience and saving you 20 years of time. I thought that was super powerful. It's a very specific kind of mindset shift, which leads into what I want to talk about specifically today. Is how long did it take me over the past week to evaluate 6 years of a company's financial, value the company, look at its free cash flow, look at its balance sheet, value the company multiple ways, do an owner's earnings analysis of the company, calculate its ROIC, and essentially know more about this company than the owners of the business who have been running the business for years. How long did it take me to learn that, or to evaluate this company in its entirety based on its financial statements? So I saw that comment the other day, and I thought that was, again, super powerful. And again, I'm not trying. It's a very different mindset than from growing up. You're used to hearing, what do you make per hour, instead of how much value you create for the person or people or business you're helping. And I saw something else is essentially, you're not, especially once you get past a certain level, you shouldn't be paid on your time. You should be paid on the value you help create. And again, combine that with what I was talking about earlier, is a super powerful concept that has taken me a little while, in all honesty, to kind of transition out of. Is I want to make XYZ per hour instead of I want to give this amount of value to the person or business in, even if it's 10 or 20 minutes. So to get back to the original point of this video today, is how long did it take me to analyze 6 years worth of this private company's financial statements? You have a guess? How long would it take you is an important question. How long would it take you to do it well? How long would it take you to do it to get to the point where you know more about the company in XYZ time, to know more about the entire company and how it operates financially from a real world perspective than the owners of the company do? This, again, is super powerful concept, because I don't want to be just kind of good. I just don't want to be kind of average. I want to be great at whatever I do. I put in enormous amounts of time and effort and work to get great at anything I do. And in this case, it's taken me 12 plus years to value this company and be able to evaluate this company as fast and as well as I did. And I'm still looking at their financials, trying to think about it from different angles to see how I can help them. So I've been studying finance, investment, and capital allocation for 12 plus years now. So it's essentially taken me that long to get to this point. And I was a little surprised about this number, because I was interested. I track my time so I can be more productive and stuff like that. And I was a little bit surprised about how little time it took me to evaluate this company in its entirety. Not because I knew I couldn't do it. I knew I could do it, and I've actually started a business called capital allocation around this concept of where I can evaluate your entire business. I'll look at your financial statements for free, and then I'll build a presentation on this, and I look to help business owners grow their business, cut costs, multiply their profits through proper capital allocation and investing. So I know I can do this, or I wouldn't be doing it, because I've studied, again, value investing, finance, capital allocation for 12 plus years now. So I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I have the know-how to actually do it. But to get to this point, again, it's taken me 12 plus years. I only spent last week, this is a potential client I'm going to build a presentation for now to try to close that's overseas. By my estimates, right now it's worth probably around $5 million US dollars. But their revenues are in the tens of millions in their currency, in their country's currency. It took me to analyze fully, again, 6 years of financial data, 6 years of financial statements, to value the company, evaluate its balance sheet strength, evaluate its cash flow statement, to evaluate its operational profitability, I guess, is probably the best way to put it. Its efficiency, all these things. It only took me 10 hours to do in total. And again, I was pretty surprised about that. But when I thought about that quote at the beginning, you're not paying me for the 12 plus years, or you're not paying me for the 10 minutes it took me to solve this problem for you. You're paying me for the 12 years it took me to figure out how to solve this problem for you. And it was just kind of an epiphany for me of that these people, again, they're not paying me yet. I will look at financials for free in this business, at least initial financials. But they're not paying me for the 10 hours it took me to do this. They're paying me for the 12 plus years of experience and knowledge and work I've put into this, so I'm able to help them grow their business. Why that's even more important here in this company is because they've been profitable on an operating basis every year for the last 6 years. On a free cash flow basis is another story. If you have watched this blog and you know anything, I love operating profits, but I love free cash flow even more. Free cash flow is king. If you don't have actual money in the bank, you're not really profitable, in my opinion. And it doesn't give you a margin of safety either. If you don't have the regular free cash flow production, if something kind of stops or you lose some clients, you could go out of business like that. So this company on an operating profit basis has been profitable again for each of the last 6 years. In that time, they've produced about 11 million or 12 million in their currency, cumulative operating profits in that time. But they've spent about 23 million just buying inventory and property, plant, and equipment. So essentially that means they are negative about 11 to 12 million in their currency, again in their currency, in free cash flow and cumulative free cash flow production in that time period, because their business model right now and their business operations, you pretty much have to constantly buy new inventory, constantly buy new property, plant, and equipment. So it's a highly capital intensive business. But again, when I still was going through that, I was like, there's something just seems kind of off. When I was going through the financial statements, then I finally calculated all the numbers out. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So what this company has essentially done is they've booked about, again, $11-12 million in operating profit, cumulative operating profit in that 6 year period. But all of the value in their company, as of right now, is essentially sitting on their showroom floor or whatever they have set up for their property, plant, equipment, and inventory. That's where the entire value of their company is. And the equipment they own, they use it a lot, so it loses its value even faster than kind of normal depreciation would take. So in my opinion, this company is pretty much automatically destroying value every day it's in business, because of the lack of profitability on a free cash flow basis based on their current business model. So what I'm going to try to do is either help them fix this kind of in their and stay in their current business model, or look where we can cut different things, different product line, different business segments, different clients possibly. That's what I'm going to help work with them to do. But again, they aren't paying me for the 10 hours I put into this, because again, I can guarantee, I haven't talked with these people yet. I've just gotten their financials. I actually haven't talked with any of the owners of the company yet, haven't talked with anybody yet. I'm under full NDA, confidentiality, whatever. I haven't talked with anybody yet about this company from an internal perspective. I can guarantee you right now, these people don't know this. They might think there's something kind of weird in their numbers, and they might have a suspicion that something's going on that they don't necessarily know about, or that they don't necessarily know what it is or how to fix it, but they know there's a problem in the business. And this, again, they're not paying me for the 10 hours it took to do this. They're hopefully going to pay me for how I can, the past 12 years of experience and the value I can help them create now that I spotted the problem for them. That's the first, what's the saying go? That's the first way to fix any problem, is to acknowledge there is a problem and to figure out what it is. This is the massive problem. And I'm hoping to help fix that for them. And again, I just thought this, I felt like I kind of rambled a little bit, but hopefully you guys a ton of value out of this, because this is an ultra important concept, and hopefully I explained it well enough. But again, I just had kind of epiphany when I saw that quote, those two quotes combined with what I'm working on now, kind of behind the scenes, and trying to work with this client overseas and try to help them grow their business, multiply their profits, become profitable in a real world sense. This is the knowledge and expertise that comes with this confidence. I guess it's not really confidence, it's just pure numbers, just knowing how to read them. But it comes from having evaluated thousands of companies over the last 12 plus years, having spent tens of thousands of hours, I don't even know, of time learning this kind of stuff, reading financial statements, looking at companies in different industries, evaluating companies in different industries, all this kind of stuff. So it takes an enormous amount of time and effort to do this kind of stuff. But once you can, again, I'm not looking at what they're going to pay me per hour. I'm looking at how much value I can create for them, on top of how to make them more profitable, all that stuff, how much value I can create for them. And they're hopefully, again, I haven't closed the deal yet, hope to just have a meeting with them later this week to discuss this stuff and my findings, but how much value I can create for them. Doesn't matter how much time I'm going to work, which I always put in extra time for everything, but that's not the point. Again, this whole kind of mindset shift of what am I doing per hour versus how much value am I helping create, and what should I be paid based on how much value I'm helping them create. It's a slight mindset shift, but again, to me it's ultra powerful. And again, I hope this made sense, and I hope you got some value out of this, because the more I learn about this kind of mindset in this kind of arena, the more powerful this thought becomes. And this is what athletes are paid on. They're not paid on what they're doing. They're paid on the years of experience, or they're not paid on the number of hours they're working. They're paid on the years of experience it took them to get there, and how much value they're creating for their franchise or their fan base or their city or whatever the case may be. And people always say athletes are overpaid. And they might be, I don't know. But they're creating value, entertainment value for people. They're creating entertainment value for the fans, for their owners, for their cities, for their communities. Michael Jordan is a perfect example. He's a billionaire, I think, today, over $1 billion. He's worth more than $1 billion. Basketball player, essentially. But he's a business person. He's an icon. He's inspiration. He helps out in his communities a lot. He gives an enormous amount of value to these arenas, and that's why he's paid as Michael Jordan is paid. So I hope that makes sense. Again, I felt like I kind of rambled here a little bit more than usual, but I just wanted to share this real quick because again, I had a bit of an epiphany over the weekend when all these concepts kind of came together as I was valuing this company. So I hope this helps. Again, I hope this, sorry if I rambled, I hope this, you learned something from this. Hope I didn't ramble too much. Hope my thoughts were coming out coherently and you were able to understand them and you got some value out of this. And yeah, it's just a very powerful mindset shift. And I'm learning that the super successful people in the world, hundreds of millionaires, billionaires, these people have these kind of mindsets of not, again, how much time am I putting in or how much am I getting paid per hour, but how much value am I helping create in these other arenas and how much should I be paid accordingly. It's, again, a slight shift, but it's the older I get, the more experience I get, it's going to become an ultra powerful mindset shift as I continue on in this arena and growing these businesses and helping companies around the world and helping you with your value investing and finance education and all these kind of things. So again, I hope this helped. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.